Members of the January 6th Select Committee sounded off on Monday evening about the fact that Merrick Garland and his Department of Justice are doing absolutely nothing about the events of January 6th. And what they mean, of course, is that, one, they sent a criminal contempt referral from Mark Meadows on December 14th of 2021, and here we are at the end of March 2022, and Meadows hasn't been arrested. And Meadows, for the record, is now under investigation for potential voter fraud in the state of North Carolina. And yes, voter fraud is also something the DOJ could investigate. They actually have a whole department devoted to voter fraud. But they're not touching Mark Meadows in any way, shape, or form, even as they're sitting on that criminal contempt referral. And as we await new contempt referrals for Dan Scavino and Peter Navarro, the committee is saying, Merrick Garland, do your job so we can do ours. That's actually an exact quote. Do your job so we can do ours. Problem is, Merrick Garland's not going to do it. And here's a little bit what I mean. He doesn't want to touch anybody that was actually a member of the Trump administration. He had no problem enforcing that criminal contempt referral for Steve Bannon. Bannon's just a podcaster. He wasn't actually in the administration. He defied a subpoena. Sure, we'll go after him 3 weeks after you send the referral. And they did. He got arrested. He's going to have his little trial in the summer. But Meadows, same thing. More than 3 months later, nothing. And I do think the reason is because Meadows was in fact an active member of the Trump administration, not just an outsider like Bannon was. That's the difference between the two men. And that's what Merrick Garland doesn't want to touch. You know, a couple weeks ago, Garland came out in a press conference and said, hey, we're not going to shy away from political prosecutions if the need arises. And it gave everybody a little bit of hope. It gave me hope. I thought, okay, maybe things are happening behind the scenes that we don't know about, right? Because that's what all these, diehard folks always tell me on Twitter, like, oh, Farron, you don't understand what's going on at that DOJ. Right? We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. It's three-dimensional chess, they always like to say. Okay, well, the people who do know what's going on behind the scenes, the folks on that January 6th committee, are telling us right now that nothing is happening. And I'm going to take them at their word. Because now this just further proves that every criticism we have lobbed and everybody else in this business has lobbed against Merrick Garland is accurate. The man is a coward. The man is a phony. And it's time for him to resign. And if he won't resign, Biden needs to replace him. This is too big to just let it go. And Merrick Garland has shown us he has had months to do something, and he refuses to do it. And I say right now that Merrick Garland needs to be removed from office, effective immediately. If we want to have any hope of really finding out what happened in those final months of the Trump administration, we have to have an attorney general that is tough enough to go after these people. To hell with the talking points that you're going to get from the right. They're already saying the things like, this was a partisan witch hunt. They're just trying to hurt Donald Trump because they hate him so much. So Merrick Garland, you have nothing to lose by appointing a special prosecutor and taking over this investigation, or by enforcing those criminal contempt referrals that you're currently sitting on. But you won't do it because you're afraid that if you do it, they're going to say those things even louder than they already are, which, by the way, isn't possible. So Merrick Garland has to go. It's not that Merrick Garland needs to go, it's that Merrick Garland has to go, because the man is too damn cowardly to do his job as Attorney General. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.